justice. Is there some heat to find if we're going to the beach? I'll let you blow my mind. Are we going to the beach? Is there some heat to find if we're going to the beach? I'll let you blow my mind. Oh, you're so pretty to me. It ain't what it seems, but you really stand out against the light of faces. But are we gonna be alone? I guess the fight is on. A knockout for a kiss in the empty spaces. I was told you're gonna let me know. I was told you're gonna let me go. But nobody said you were caught in a dream. Can't believe you didn't walk away. You click your fingers, flooding the plane. I really need a holiday for my vacation. When are we gonna be alone? I guess the fight is on. A knockout for a kiss in the empty spaces. I was told you're gonna let me know. I was told
Welcome to Phoenix for round 3 of the Pasky's Cardiac Truck Series, Cardiac Stock Car Series. I'm not going to get used to not calling it that anymore. But we are here for the 3rd round here in the Xfinity cars. And we are pretty much ready to go here. Qualifying just coming to an end now. We've got about 3 minutes left in the session. And joining me in the booth again here tonight is one Mr. Tony Trapasso. Tony, after a pretty decent run last weekend, these guys are coming to a bit more of a difficult track this time.
Have I mentioned to you yet that I hate 1 mile tracks?
Many times.
And yet you keep putting them on the schedule. Thanks, Sam, you're a real pal.
For the record, it wasn't me that made the schedule. It was actually our very own Mr. Ronnie Osmond that made the schedule, so, you know.
Oh, remind me to kick him in the ding-ding next time he's in New York State.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he'll be up there anytime soon, but yeah. I think they've got no, they haven't got Pocono coming up.
No.
Watkins Glen?
Anyways, I'm looking at these qualifying times, and I'm nothing but impressed at what I'm seeing so far. Bentley Glazer just annihilating everybody.
Yeah, 45 1,000ths of a second, the gap between Bentley Glazer and Landon Lacey, who's making his return to the series tonight. A couple of drivers making their return. We've got a couple of drivers making the debut here tonight. Landon Lacey making his return, Tyler Tomasi making his return, along with the new driver. Well, we've got Ty Harris who's here again. We've got a couple of drivers that are making their debuts here tonight. Dylan Werkman currently sitting P14 and prior to qualifying, and Michael Campbell making his debut here tonight, and Jordan Barry returning to the fold as well. Tony, we've got a mixture of new and old drivers making their appearance here tonight.
I was just about to ask you if my eyes were deceiving me, but that looks like Jordan Barry's hauler just pulled into the infield. So good to see Jordan back. Good to see the old faces returning. Going to be fun to see what the new faces can do. This is it's a pretty decent sized field tonight. Should be this is going to be about the right size field that we're going to want to see, especially at the tight confines here at IMS.
Yeah, 21 drivers, the scheduled amount of drivers to start tonight. Brian Patty going up to 3rd on the board there, I've just noticed, so good time for him. As we're still waiting for times from Jordan Barry. He's still unpacking his car from the hauler. Frank Marchese, Bob Lacavara, and Michael Campbell yet to put times down as things stand right now, but less than a minute to go. I don't think they're going to put any times in anytime soon here, Tony. Oh, crap.
Probably a safe bet, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Especially, again, the tight confines here, front straightaway here, it's like trying to drive down the hallway to your dining room. So, those guys wanting to start at the back, you've got a better chance of being able to react at what's going on in front of you than getting clobbered from behind going into turn 1.
Absolutely. As Jordan Barry does come out on track, he gets out on track in time. I don't think he's going to get a time in, though, as there he is in the number 31. Driving a Toyota Supra this time around. I'm not usually seeing him in a Toyota before, I don't think. I don't think he drove a Toyota in the Truck Series. But anyway, that is going to do it for qualifying. Let's go to the grid for tonight's race, though, as we get ready to get things started here. And starting up on the pole will be none other than Mr. No, that's not the grid. Wait, 1 second. Where is it? There it is. That's starting up on the pole is none other than Mr. Bentley Glazer, winner from last week. Second on the grid will be Landon Lacey, as I'm trying to figure out life here. Row 2 will be, for God's sake, Ryan Patty and Mark Jenkins. Row 3 will be Tyler Tomasi and Ronnie Osmer. Row 4 will be Tanner Costa and Rob Jenkins. And row 5 will be Jeff Hollingsworth and reigning champion Kyle Gilbert. Tony.
Mark McFadden and Charlie Wood going to roll off in row number 6. Row 7 is going to see Lonnie Barrington and Devin Doss. Dylan Werkman and Ty Harris going to roll off in row number 8, with row 9 going to go to Mike Whitaker and Frank Marchese. Jordan Berry and Mike Campbell are going to roll off in row 10, and starting shotgun on the field in the 21st starting spot, the Pennsylvania Posse member himself, Mr. Bob Lacavara, who I might want to point out, too, was also the very first Pasky's Xfinity Series champion.
That he was, as we get ready to go here for 175 laps of great racing here at Phoenix International Raceway. As we are going to get started, we're looking at the field here as there they are, as they're going to be starting in pit road this time around. Only one circulation around the track. Obviously this is a 1 mile oval. Anything under that, then we'll have to go around twice. But a good bunch of colours out there tonight. I mean, Tanner Costa not running the orange this time, he's running the red and black this time around.
Yeah, a little different look under the lights here for some of these guys. So give us give us some leeway here, folks. It might take us a couple of rotations to make sure we get everybody figured out. But field's starting to roll as if I can get my screen sorted out.
Exciting race last week between Mark Jenkins and Bentley Glazer. Glazer just taking it away from Mark Jenkins at the end there. But Tony, time for those famous words here tonight.
As the field works its way through the 3-4 complex, pace car getting ready to duck on off. The only thing that's left to do is close belts tight one more time. And Grandpa, Papa Viagra, it's time to get it on in the Valley of the Sun. As the green flag comes out, Glazer pulls the trigger, and we are underway.
Yeah, we get flying here at Phoenix, and a great run into turn 1 for Bentley Glazer as Landon Lacey right alongside him. You can see as we go to an onboard shot there, we don't need that right now. Let's go to the TV2 as Bentley Glazer has the lead. Landon Lacey, and here comes Ryan Patty to the inside. Great move for him. Moving up, and we've got side-by-side action between the 76 of Tyler Tomasi and Mark Jenkins. Ronnie Oza falling back a bit. He's down in P6 now, Tony.
Sorry, I had to get sorted out here. Yeah, these guys are already getting a little hot and heavy as Osmer's looking to the inside of Tomasi as they work their way through the dog leg. Osmer's way down low, dive bombs it into 3 and 4. They're side by side as they work their way through the very flat 3 and 4 and back down that long hallway of a front straightaway here at Phoenix.
Yeah, and Osmer making a move on. Tomasi just unable to get by him. Right behind him, Jeff Hollingsworth making some headways. He's already around Rob Jenkins there as they come through the dogleg section. And Rob Jenkins behind him. Carl Gilbert moving his way around Rob Jenkins as well. So problems for the 88 on the start here and falling back a few spots. And he's going to have Mark McFadden behind him and McFadden himself in a battle with Tanner Costa. We've got a green flag still out already, so no problems here as everybody's still running clean and green here so far.
Everybody is running clean and green. I am hearing reports that there may have been some fender banging in between Rob Jenkins and Tanner Costa, and that cost both of them some spots as they had to kind of chase those cars around. As Costa under attack right now from Charlie Wood, who has Devin Doss all over his back bumper.
Doss, who won in week 1 at Daytona, looking to replicate this one here tonight, but has not had so much success. He was in the top 10 and running on an alternative fuel strategy at Atlanta. Doesn't seem to have the pace around here this time around. He's just ahead of Lonnie Barrington, who's there in the Blue Lives Matter number 23, or back to blue number 23, and there is Tyrone Harris just behind them as well. Everybody just getting settled down here. Frank Marchese in P17. We've not really spoken about him. He's finally got a good run underneath him. Just sitting back there at this early stage of the races. Devin Doss having a few connection problems there.
Yeah, Devin Doss getting some connection problems, and these guys are getting sorted out. They know they've got a long way to go. We're only working lap 7 of 175, so the fact that these guys are getting sorted out, getting single file, and just looking to ride to see what they've got for this first, fuel and tire stint. That's really, really nice to see, that these guys are starting to figure out how to work these cars properly.
Yeah, Devin Dawson to pit road already for an early stop. That is because of those connection problems. Here is Tyler Tomasi. He's been missing for a few weeks now. Good to see him making his first run in Season 6, as he's still just ahead of Ronnie Osborne, and they're getting very close to that wall on the exit of turn 2 as they come through the dog leg. Osborne losing a bit of momentum now as he's got Jeff Hollingsworth right on his tail now, coming through 3 and 4.
Yeah, and Hollingsworth's got to be careful because he's got defending Pasky's Monday night champion, Kyle Gilbert, right behind him, and Gilbert has Rob Jenkins closing in on him. Jenkins finally got it sorted out, and he's looked for him to climb back forward to be battling up with his brother in the top 5.
Absolutely, as I've turned off our priority speaker.
Scary moment there for Hollingsworth coming through 3. He had to jam on the binders to stay off of Osmer's. Osmer looked like he may have backed the corner up to try to get a run on Tomasi, and didn't quite work the way he wanted it to.
Absolutely not. As they come through the dog leg now, you see Hollingsworth ducking underneath that. The dog leg is open for this race, and here comes Hollingsworth to the inside of Osmer, dipping a couple of wheels below that yellow line there, and they can do that when they make their way through the corner.
They are allowed to dip 2, but the race control has said that if they dip all 4, they're going to have a pass-through.
Yeah, man. Here comes Kyle Gilbert as well, as looks like Osmer having a few issues with the handling of that car now, coming through 1 and 2, and has Rob Jenkins underneath him as well now. Shuts the door on him, but problems there for the 0-2 now.
Yeah, the handling of the car is not to the liking of Osmer right now, as he is starting to struggle as we are starting lap 12. Bentley Glazier still in control of this field by about 7 car lengths. No, I'm sorry, about 2 car lengths between he and Ryan Patty, who is blinking worse than a fat kid with lemon in his eye.
Oh my God! Do you know how good it is to hear you say that, other than me having to say it all the time now? My God.
Well, you stole it from me, Tommy Brett.
Yeah. Anyway, Ryan Patty really seems up for this week. Shown some fantastic pace already, not letting Bentley Glazer get away. Landon Lacey not so much now, as he is really being hounded by Mark Jenkins. Jenkins coming so close to a win at Atlanta, had it taken away from him by Bentley Glazer, and I bet he's probably still ruined that wall hit with 2 to go that cost him the race win there, Tony.
That's the safe money, and I'm pretty much guaranteed that as soon as Mark Jenkins can see an opening to get safely by Landon Lacey, he's going to take it. As these guys, I've got to commend everybody in the field right now for minding their P's and Q's and just playing nice so far, but look for that to change as we get into the closing laps of this piece.
Well, they know there's 175 laps in this one, so there's a long way to go before we get down to the real business in this race. So everybody just settling down and getting into the rhythm of things. Big spaces between Charlie Woods and Mark McFadden now. McFadden 2.1 seconds, make that 2.2 seconds back from Charlie Woods now, as we've got a bit of separation in the field now, and this is what we're going to see in the long run here at Phoenix. People settling down, getting into a rhythm. Once they do get into a rhythm, we're going to see that separation here, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, right now you've got the group of 4 with Glazer, Patty, Lacey, and Mark Jenkins. You've got almost a second and a half back to Tyler Tomasi, Jeff Hollingsworth, Kyle Gilbert, Ronnie Osborne, and Rob Jenkins. And then you're 3 seconds back to Tanner Coster and that group.
Jeff Hollingsworth moves his way up to P5 now, getting around Tyler Tomasi. Someone striking the wall back there. It looked like it might have been Ronnie Osmer. As here comes the reigning champion Kyle Gilbert to the inside of Tomasi. Out of turn 4. Out of turn 2, sorry. Taking it very deep through the dog leg there to try and get around Tomasi and gets it done. And that's the advantage of having the dogleg open here, Tony. They can go as deep as they want through there. The only problem is if you go too deep, it kind of has a negative effect on the car.
Very much so, as I'm trying to figure out who's in this, because I'm seeing two cars, but... oh, wait, that's my car. Never mind. Bob Lacavara in the pits, unscheduled stop for him. Looks like he may or may not have caught the wall, but... Yeah, these guys are getting it done. I may have spoke too soon. I may have jinxed the field, but I'm real happy with what I'm seeing so far.
As we're just going back to
Kyle Gilbert up next so far at the start of the 10th.
Yeah, and he was the one that took the really deep line through the dogleg a couple of laps ago. Very close to the wall here. He's going to try and do the same thing to Jeff Hollingsworth, I expect, once he gets close enough, as they come to 3 and 4. There's Hollingsworth in 5th, Kyle Gilbert in 6th, 7th is Tyler Tomasi, 8th is Ronnie Osmer, 9th is Rob Jenkins, and Tanner Costa a long way back now in P10, just ahead of Charlie Woods, who's sitting just outside the top 10 there.
Yeah, absolutely. Woods looking to make some headways. He's already gained one spot. He's looking to gain a few more, just trying to keep that car clean, because we know Charlie Woods is one of those drivers that we're not going to mention a lot during the early part of the race because he's not going to be up there. But as long as he doesn't get caught in someone else's dumpster fire, Charlie Woods should have a good run, especially at a place like ISM. Because the 1 miles seem to have fallen right into his wheelhouse.
Yeah, and he's getting closer to Tanner Costa here. This is a very interesting situation we're seeing ourselves in here. As we go back to the front now, Bentley Glazer still leading, now has about 0.4 of a second over Ryan Patty, but Patty now struggling as Landon Lacey right on his rear spoiler now as they come through towards turn 1. Lacey finding some pace there now, Tony. Can he get around him? That's the only question.
It's not can he get around him, it's can he get around him without turning him. Because, we always keep hearing about the bump and run, but at a place like ISM, that's not something you're going to want to try, especially in turn 1. You got a better chance of saving it in 3 and 4, but turn 1, it's sure death if you make contact.
As they come out of turn 2 now, Lacey's still on the back of Patty. Patty taking a very deep line through the dog leg there and just gaining a bit of time on himself ahead of Lacey. But look at them both closing in on Bentley Glazer now. Glazer looking like he's struggling on old tyres. We might be seeing green flag pit stops within the next 10 to 20 laps. So,
and if that's the case, these guys are going to be in deep doo-doo.
Yeah, they are. As we go back to Mark Jenkins, got a decent gap over Jeff Hollingsworth. Jeff Hollingsworth really putting his foot down, sees that blue and red Pepsi sponsor machine just ahead of him and wants to get by, but he's got a bit of time to make up. It looks like Hollingsworth and Gilbert are starting to put a gap between themselves and Tyler Tomasi now, who has Ronnie Osmond right behind him now.
And if I'm getting right, it looks like Mark Jenkins may have found the wall. Looks like there's a little bit of damage on the right front fender of the number 33 Pepsi ride. So that could explain why he's fallen off the pace so dramatically in the last couple of laps.
As we're looking on the rear chase cam of Mark Jenkins, a bit of a crinkle in the right front. You are right there, Tony, as he's making his way through 3 and 4. He is losing a lot of time to Jeff Hollingsworth as well, and Hollingsworth is really closing in on the 33 now. Let's go back to the other Jenkins. That would be Rob Jenkins back there in P9, running pretty much all by himself, losing the gap, losing the draft between himself and Ronnie Osmer. So in a bit of no man's land for Rob Jenkins. And I will mention about Jenkins, he's had a pretty quiet season by his standards so far, Tony.
Unfortunately, yeah. Rob is usually one of those guys that when we were running the trucks, week in and week out, you'd see him top 5 that truck. Seems to be struggling now that we've gone to the Xfinity cars, and I'm not sure if it's just the car doesn't suit his driving style, or if it's the setups or the new tire model or what. But yeah, definitely an off season by Rob Jenkins standards.
Yeah, he got a podium last week, but that's the only podium we've seen him have. Obviously, this is only the third race of the season, so maybe...
But he was unremarkable at Daytona.
Yeah. Didn't really see much as he scripts the wall.
It was not a normal Rob Jenkins Daytona, for sure.
Absolutely not, as Tanner Costa's still holding on to that last spot in the top 10, has got away from Charlie Woods now. Let's go back to Frank Marchese, who really is in no man's land right now, sitting in P12. Having a decent run. This is his first full run in the Pasky Series. Obviously, he only could turn a couple of laps last week because he didn't have a wheel. Now he has got one. He can actually run the full race, and he's doing a pretty decent job so far.
No complaints from race control standpoint. I know that. To see him running the Dale Jr. Superman paint scheme, that's kind of an interesting choice.
Yeah, but I like it.
Sure, go with it.
Yeah.
But, definitely in no man's land right now. But he's already gained 6 spots, so, not doing too shabby, especially as we're working lap 30. He's kept it clean, especially with a new wheel, and you know as well as I do, sometimes new wheels can take a little getting used to.
Yeah, he's got a wheel that I know very well. He's got a Thrustmaster T150, if I remember rightly, so very nice wheel. It's not too bad. It's decent. It's got 1080 degree rotation.
I was going to say 1,080 degrees, not 180. 1,080 degree rotation. So basically, it's very similar to what you would have in your normal passenger car, rotational wise. And I believe that's the first wheel that Thrustmaster has in their lineup that does have force feedback.
I think the T80 has it.
Nope, T80's bungee cords.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Ask me how I know.
Because you had one.
That was my first wheel.
Yeah. Anyway, that's Frank Marchese. Let's go back to the front here. Bentley Glazer still leading this thing, and now look at the battle for second. Landon Lacey sticking it to the inside of Ryan Patty now, and Patty struggling slightly side by side for 3 and 4, but it looks like it's pretty academic at this point. Landon Lacey will move his way to P2, and that he does. Good move.
That was a textbook pass right there. He set him up going through the dog leg. And Patty battles back going in 1. Lacey luckily sees him coming, gives him room. That was a ballsy move by Ryan Patty right there.
Yeah, Patty trying to use the dog leg to his advantage. It does not work out as Lacey keeping it wound up on the high side there and keeps hold of that second place. But Patty wants it back almost immediately as he lost it. But looking right behind him, Mark Jenkins now under pressure from Jeff Hollingsworth as they come out of turn 4. Big wiggle there from Kyle Gilbert as they come towards turn 1.
I thought for sure Gilbert was going around, and that cost Tyler Tomasi some time as he backed off, probably thinking the same thing. As Hollingsworth dives it to the inside, going through the dog leg, and still side by side through 3 and 4.
Wow, big race in between these guys as they come through 3 and 4. The battle for 4th place right now, really heating up as they come out of turn 4. Give that one to Mark Jenkins, but here comes Jeff Hollingsworth, going to dive it down there into turn 1.
Jenkins fighting tooth and nail right now to try to save
contact
going through the dog leg. Jenkins thought Hollingsworth was going down. Hollingsworth said, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to go down there this time. And they banged fenders. And just like that, Jeff Hollingsworth up into 4th.
Yeah, and Mark Jenkins might have got more damage than Jeff Hollingsworth because the behaviour of that car does not look happy. As now, it's going to be Carl Gilbert trying to get around him for that 5th spot.
Gilbert looking to try to make the same move that Hollingsworth made a couple of laps before. Just biding his time, but the thing is, I think Gilbert may possibly have burned all the goodie off the rear of that car already, as he's had some big slides coming off of 4.
Yeah, but regardless, here he comes now. Going to take a look to the inside, probably a bit too far back as they come through 1 and 2. Probably going to utilise that dog leg as they come out of 2. And he is very deep through there. That's the exact same move he pulled on Tyler Tomasi. Not going to work out this time. Big slide from Mark Jenkins coming through 3 and 4. And still doesn't get the position away. Jenkins defending very well there.
Jenkins defending very well, but as tight as he was running, he almost cost himself a position. There was almost contact between he and Kyle Gilbert coming through 3 and 4, and all this battling has let Tyler Tomasi and Ronnie Osmer put their hats in the picture.
Gilbert right down near the wall through the dog leg, and he gets it done. Big move there for Kyle Gilbert, moving his way to P5. Now Tyler Tomasi and Ronnie Osmer right there as well. Mark Jenkins is struggling for pace now. He is being absolutely savaged right now by these guys.
Not going to be happy. Look for him to probably burn his fast repair early due to the fender damage. He knows that car is not handled the way he wants it to.
Now, as Tomasi going to take a look to the inside of Mark Jenkins now, coming through 3 and 4. Not going to get it done. He's got to be careful. Ronnie Osmer's still there. Does not want to leave a gap for that 0-2 to try and sneak around, and he's not done it so far. But the more he keeps trying to push Mark Jenkins, the more he's going to leave that gap there for Ronnie Osmer to just walk on through.
Ronnie Osmer kind of reminds me of pet ferret, where they tell you when you get a ferret, make sure you ferret-proof your house. And what they mean by that is, if a ferret can get its nose through an opening, and the ferret's nose is probably about the size of your pinky. If it can get its nose into an opening, its whole body's going through that opening.
Yeah.
Whether you want it to or not.
Oh, big slide there from Mark Jenkins. That's going to leave the door open for Tyler Tomasi and probably Ronnie Osmer as well.
And Landon Lacey has just taken over the lead.
Oh, we did completely miss that. Sorry. So Landon Lacey to the point now, and they're coming up on lap traffic now. That is Mike Whitaker they're coming up on now. They've already lapped, I think they've already lapped Mike Campbell, who's struggling there. And I've just noticed that Bob Lacavara's put it on the hauler.
He has. He just was not happy. He banged the wall, burned his fast repair, came back out, and just decided, yeah, you know what, I'm done.
Yeah.
So not happy. First ever Xfinity champion for Paskies, as Whitaker giving plenty of room to the leaders as they work their way through the turn 1 and into the dogleg.
Yeah, as there goes Glazer. Ryan Patty will be the next one to try and get around the 707 as they come through turns 3 and 4. Jeff Hollingsworth now setting sail off into the distance, and he's got a bit of a gap between himself and Kyle Gilbert now as they come out of turn 4. And he'll be looking to get up to the back of Ryan Patty. And Patty's another one that seems to be struggling for pace right now, Tony.
I dare say Ryan Patty ran a little too hard, a little too early, as he's dropping off the pace. Bentley Glazer looks like he may have burned all the goodie off his tires a little too soon. Landon Lacey looks like he might have had something in reserve, and Jeff Hollingsworth we know is one of the kings of saving tires. So that he's going to continue his march forward as long as the gas holds out in that car.
Yep, and there he is right there coming through 1 and 2. Still has Kyle Gilbert keeping him honest as everybody near the back of the field. Let's go back to one of the new drivers we've seen in the field tonight. Dylan Werkman, currently sitting back in P13, just ahead of Mark McFadden. It's about 5 seconds off the pace of Frank Marchese. You can probably call Frank Marchese a new driver.
Green flag stops have been announced. They're already starting. Lonnie Barrington, the first one to pull the trigger.
Yeah, Lonnie Barrington in pit road right now. You can see him making his way down towards his pit box there in that number 23 machine, as we're still waiting for one of the top 5 drivers to come down. We're already on lap 47, so this race ticking by pretty quickly already. Nobody else.
On behalf of all the drivers, you, sir, are an evil prick for only giving them 4 sets of tires total to do this race on.
Yep, I am. That's why people love me. Let's go to...
Anyway.
I told them the rules before the start of the season. They should know this by now.
Yeah, don't let Sam set the sessions up because he's going to be an evil.
So-and-so. Anyway. London Lacey making his way through lap traffic now. That's Dylan. Darcy's put another lap down as he's also gone around. I believe that is Michael Campbell. Campbell and Darcy are actually fighting for position here. That's not Michael Campbell. That is Jordan Barry.
Jordan Barry? Yeah, Jordan Barry and Michael Campbell are fighting for position, and the leaders are trying to lap them. 3 wide into turn number 1.
Oh, this is going to end badly for Glazer if it doesn't go his way.
Luckily, Jordan saw it coming, no, that was Michael Campbell that backed out of it. So good on you, sir.
Now Campbell is the one in the 92. He's just coming into pit road now. So Campbell coming into pit road for his first pit stop of the night. He's had a bit of a baptism of fire so far, and we'll be looking to get better as the races go on. Landon Lacey still leading this thing now, 1.4 seconds to the good. Didn't have as much trouble around the lap traffic as Bentley Glazer did, and that's why Glazer has lost that much time. As Jordan Barry still there just ahead of Devon Doss. Devon Doss is a lap behind Jordan Barry, so Devon not going to be happy with that one. But those connection problems really cost Devon tonight.
Yeah, just about them. To equate that to a real world racing scenario, you're talking just completely. That's a ignition box failure. Already knows about that.
Yeah, and Ronnie Osmond's got around Tyler Tomasi somewhere. We didn't notice that one. I wasn't paying attention, but looks like Rob Jenkins going to come down pit road now. First one in the top 10. So, Rob Jenkins in pit road. We're going to see who else is going to bring it down this time by us. It looks like nobody else is going to come down just yet. Lacey coming up to more lap traffic. There's Ty Harris, Mark McFadden, and Dylan Werkman just ahead of him. Harris moving out of the way. Slightly.
Kind of, sort of.
As he's coming up to Mark McFadden as well. As he works to the outside of McFadden. We've got not really any battles going on right now. Nobody's really close enough to anybody to make it a matter challenge, but I'm guessing as this race gets closer to its conclusion, we are going to see these battles really start to heat up, Tony. Probably around lap 150, 155.
I think it might even happen sooner than that. Because we've already proven that they can go 54, now 55 laps, 56 laps on a set of tires. You're probably looking right around lap 125 would be, when we're probably going to see things start to get a little chippy. Yeah,
I mean, if they're doing this many laps on one set of tires, I'm pretty sure three more sets of tires after this one should be okay as Bentley Glazer comes to pit road. Oh, Ryan Patty going sideways and into the wall. Big moment there for Patty. Green stays out, but he's going to lose positions to Hollingsworth and Gilbert. But just as I was going back to the tyres, they still have the tyres that they start the race on. So in actual fact, they have 4 sets of tyres. So they start with...
Right. Well, what I'm saying is they can only change... There's a total of 3 sets. They can only change...
They have 3 more sets of tyres after the ones they already start on, so it's 4 sets in total.
Right.
So if they're going this long into a run, on a green flag run, then I'm pretty sure they'll be okay with 3 extra sets of tyres.
They should be, but still.
Yeah.
Luckily, we don't have the new damage model on this car yet, or else cutting down a tire would be a thing.
Well, it should be on the Cup car right now, but they reversed that because of the glitches on it.
A lot of blustering and a lot of fornicating.
Yeah, it's, looks like we've got Jeff Hollingsworth coming down pit road now. First driver in the top 5. Second driver in the top 5, I apologise.
Second driver in the top 5, and don't look for him to be the last driver in the top 5, because that normally is going to start the dominoes falling.
Yeah, Ryan Patty back up to third now after Hollingsworth pitted, but here comes Gilbert now to pit road. Right behind Dylan Werkman, who's not got his lap back, I apologise. Bentley Glazer now 1 lap down, and Hollingsworth coming out of pit road a long way behind Bentley Glazer there. Glazer really getting a big gap on Hollingsworth. Has Landon Lacey into pit road now, Tony.
Landon Lacey finally taking it pit side. That's going to hand the lead of the race over to Ryan Patty, who is slugging it out with Ronnie Osmer right now. Looks like
Osmer has the lead now.
Osmer just took the lead.
Yeah.
Ryan Patty went for another slide for life coming off of 4. Look for him to come pit side soon, because he's got to stop the hemorrhaging.
Yeah, those tires are whooped now. They've got to come in. And he's...
You look right there.
There he is.
Laser going around Osmer, getting his lap back the hard way. Patty goes pit side. Osmer stays out.
Yep, as Frank Marchese comes into pit road as well. Hitting his marks absolutely perfect. No problems for him there. So Bentley Glazer...
Ronnie Osmer, Mark Jenkins, Tanner Coster, the only 3 that haven't gone pit side yet.
Yeah, and Bentley Glazer getting a massive jump on Landon Lacey through the pit stops as well. So Glazer really knows how to get these pit stops done here. I know he took 4 tires, so that's a mystery how we got out so far ahead of Lacey.
Who is that? Is that?
Oh, caution! That's Dylan Werkman. So problems for Dylan Werkman here. Let's take a look and see what happened to the 14. Coming out of turn 4 and lost the back end and nosed it straight into the inside safer barrier. And first caution of the night, 64 laps. I'm pretty impressed.
I'm very impressed, and considering that we both just jinxed the field, you can get your hate mail coming. That is, I want to punch Sam and Tony in the ding ding at
ESPN Towers.
at care of ESPN Towers, P.O. Box OU812, or you can email us at Kick in the Ding Ding. And while we are under caution, now would be a good time to check out our Teespring store. You can get all your Pasky's merch. You can get all your ESPN merch. You can support your favorite league as seen here on ESPN. And we do have a couple more new leagues in the works, ladies and gentlemen. A deal just inked tonight. We will make the press release available tomorrow. But you can get your Paskies as presented by ESPN merch on our Teespring store. That's teespring.com/ESBN. And Sam, what is the promo code for free shipping in the U.S.?
If you live in the United States of America, if you put in the promo code ESPN20, you will get free shipping to anywhere in the United States of America. Now, interesting situation here for a lot of the field. A lot of them are going to be trapped a lap down here. Rob Jenkins, Jeff Hollingsworth, Kyle Gilbert, Tyler Tomasi, Charlie Woods, Frank Marchese, and Ryan Patty, all going to be trapped 1 lap down. Jordan Barrett, Devin Doss, Mark McFadden, Tyrone Harris, and Dylan Werkman all going to be trapped 2 laps down. Michael Campbell and Lonnie Barrington trapped 3 laps down. Lonnie Barrington, the biggest loser out of that one. He got hit with a penalty during that green flag run.
He did. Pop for speeding in as I'm watching the pit stops happen here. Osmer down and away. Coster down and away. Jenkins almost slid through his pit stall. So I believe that might hand the lead of the race over. Yes, it is. It's going to hand the lead of the race over
Bentley Glazer. So it's going to leave the hand the lead of the race over to Bentley Glazer. And he probably won't be happy. He probably won't be happy with the caution coming out when he did, because he got such a big lead over Landon Lacey after the pit stops, and now he's had to give all that up. That's probably not going to be happy times there for the 12. As Tony Trapassa doing his race control duties. Landon Lacey in second. Ronnie Osmer up to third ahead of Tanner Costa. Mark Jenkins, Rob Jenkins, Kyle Gilbert trapped 1 lap down. Remember, from that, because of that caution, Jordan Barry trapped 2 laps down. He'll be back to 1 lap down after the wave around. As we see your race leader there, Bentley Glazer just ahead of Landon Lacey, Ronnie Osmer. Now Osmer's got to do something special here if he wants to get that lead away. He's the inaugural Monday Series champion, Season 1 champion. Love to get the Season 6 champion and get his championship wins, well, get that championship trophy back. Tanner Costa up to P4 through all that now, so he's had a big advantage there. Mark Jenkins looks like he's taken that fast repair there. Looking like he's got a clean car again now.
Yeah, so if he can keep that car clean, look for him to start making some headway. But there's a lot of cars looking for a wave around right now. Kyle Gilbert, Tyler Tomasi, Charlie Woods, Frank Marchese, all going to get the wave around to tag onto the tail end of the lead lap. So that's going to leave us with 10 cars on the lead lap. Jeff Hollingsworth, Ryan Patty, Jordan Berry, and Ty Harris all caught 1 lap down. So tough break for them when that caution did come out. But that's racing.
And something happened to Jeff Hollingsworth here, because he's been caught. He got caught 2 laps down when the caution came out.
You got the lucky dog.
Oh. Yeah, but how did he end up 2 laps down in the first place? Did he get a penalty?
Yeah, he got banged for speeding in.
Oh, God. People are going to watch that. That pit road is very dangerous when it wants to be. As we get ready to go here, lights are off on the pace car. You might want to extend the caution because nobody's made it around yet. As the lights go back on the pace car, everybody's not lined up yet. As we get everything worked out now, lights are off on the pace car again. We are going to go this time around. Everybody pretty much going to be single file behind the lead pack here. As they come through 1 and 2, we are going to get things going again on lap 70 of 175 here. At the end of the first caution of the night, the caution came out on lap 64, and this is only our first caution of the night, so good running from these guys so far. Only Mike Whitaker and Bob Lacavara on the hauler at this moment. Not sure why Mike Whitaker put his car on the hauler. He doesn't usually put his car on the hauler, but it is what it is. Coming through 3 and 4 now. Pace car will make the left turn onto pit road any second now. As there goes the pace car. Bentley Glazer now has control of the field coming out of turn 4. It's like it was at the very start of this race as they come out of turn 4. Green flag in the air. We're racing once again here at Phoenix. Look at Ronnie Osmer trying to make a third lane down the middle there. He's trying to get around Landon Lacey, and he does get around Landon Lacey. Lacey's going to fight on the outside there coming out of turn 2. And Landon Lacey able to hold on there. Big move on the outside of turn 2 there, Tony.
Well, there was a big wiggle from the 0-2 going through turn 2 as Osmer was in trouble down there. He caught the apron going through 1, and it was a big slide. So he is under heavy pressure right now from Mark Jenkins.
Yeah, Mark Jenkins trying to make his way forward as well. Got a fresh car underneath him. That is Jeff Hollingsworth right behind him, and Hollingsworth is a lap down. And the likes of Tanner Costa and Kyle Gilbert and that are going to hope to try and get around him, but Tanner Costa, the only lead lap car right behind him right now, as we go all the way back to Kyle Gilbert, who's mired in lap traffic right now. As is Tyler Tomasi.
Yeah, absolutely. As Ryan Patty just went for a ride coming off a 4. Or no, I'm sorry, that wasn't him. Who was that? That was Ty Harris?
Let me take a look. I didn't see.
Mark McFadden. Okay, I got it now. All right, my cameras are off, folks. Mark McFadden had a slide for life coming off the 4 and probably scared the bejesus out of everybody behind him.
Yeah, and that's Tyler Tomasi to his inside right there, as Tomasi on the lead lap along with Kyle Gilbert. Rob Jenkins is the last, no, he's not the last driver on the lead lap. Frank Marchese is the last driver on the lead lap. He's just sitting back there right behind Charlie Woods, and that is a battle for position right there between the 61 and the 3. Marchese, last driver in the top 10, and that's pretty much by default, as the other drivers are a lap down, and they were caught that way after the caution came out. So good progress for him so far. I'm not going to take it away from him because that's a pretty good run for his first night.
Oh, very much so. That's impressive.
Battle for the lead.
Battle for the lead as Landon Lacey looks to the inside of Brentley Glazer as they come down that very tight front straightaway. Lacey thinks better of it as Glazer was able to keep it wound up in that second lane coming off of 4.
Yeah, so Osman very close to the wall there on a turn 2 coming through the dog leg. Going to have Mark Jenkins right there. Jeff Hollingsworth obviously going to try and get his lap back the hard way, but this battle for the lead between Glazer and Lacey, this is pretty much going to set the tone for the rest of the night here between the 84 and the 12 as they come down towards turn 1. Because these two have been battling all night long so far. The only added addition is now they've got Ronnie Osman and Mark Jenkins, and only Ronnie Osman and Mark Jenkins. Tanner Costa is mired back in the traffic right now and has his teammate to his inside.
Absolutely, as this battle up front, it's going to be fun to see exactly what Mark Jenkins with a clean car can do on a full set of tires. Because we didn't get to see that last time. We saw Mark bang the wall a couple of times early on as Osmer using all of the dog leg, and we've got a new leader as Lacey throws it to the inside. Osmer looking to come on through as well as Glazer hung out to dry on the outside.
Yeah, Osmer trying to take advantage of that, and Mark Jenkins going to look as well as they come into 2 and 1. So big problems here for Bentley Glazer. As they come out of turn 2, Osman up to second. Can Jenkins make his way through? He does. Slides up in front of the 12, says, thank you very much. That podium position is mine. So
Jenkins now higher than he's been all night so far. This is going to be fun to see because we're under caution again.
Yeah, and I'm seeing... big wreck at the back there. Mark McFadden. Looks like Mike Campbell might have been involved and Ty Harris. Let's take a look. Oh, several cars involved. Let's take a look and see what happened, what started this. And it was a dive from Jordan Barry on Mark McFadden. Marchese almost involved. Werkman involved in a big way. So it started with Jordan Barry and Mark McFadden. Workman has put his car on the hauler almost immediately. He is done for the night. Campbell, was he involved as well?
Looks like Campbell was involved. Ty Harris was pointing the wrong way on a one-way street. And Marchese did catch a door bang on that one. Not sure if he got any damage or not, but he did catch a car to the numbers.
Yeah. So there was a dive that pretty much went wrong there for Jordan Barry.
Who just hit the barrels? Reminiscent of yesterday's Indy 500 finish.
I believe that was Lonnie Barrington. Let's go back and see what happened there. I think he tried to take it down late and just... Oh no, he didn't hit the barrels. He just stopped right in front of them. Huh.
No, just barely missed the barrels.
Yeah, Yeah, thoughts going out to Spencer Piggott at the time. I believe he was injured from that wreck, so...
He was able to extricate himself from the wreck and then was put on a stretcher. But, hats off to him for, having a peace of mind to, tell the EMTs that he did need attention as soon as he got out. Wasn't afraid to do so, because that's something you don't see a lot. So hats off to him for that.
I mean, hitting those barrels at the end of pit road at 200 miles per hour. That is just a scary, scary incident. It wasn't just him that had a scary crash last night as well. It was Oliver Askew as well. That big wreck he had out of turn 4. Whew. Yeah,
that made me flinch too. So, for those of you wondering what we're talking about, if you haven't seen the Indy 500 yet, that happened yesterday. Spoiler alerts.
Yeah, we just spoiled it for you. Either that or next time DVR it.
But Ronnie Osmer to the point.
Yeah.
And bad news for the rest of the field. Jeff Hollingsworth's back on the lead lap.
Yeah, Hollingsworth back on the lead lap by way of lucky Doug. Landon Lacey actually took it down pit road. And so did... Ronnie Osborne won the race off pit road. Okay. Oh, no, he didn't. He hasn't been down yet. Mark Jenkins, Bentley Glazer, Landon Lacey, Charlie Woods, and pretty much everybody else behind them took it down pit road. Osmer, Costa, Gilbert, and Tomasi all stayed out.
So Jenkins actually won the battle off pit road that time. So the question is, how much is Osmer, Costa, Gilbert, and Tomasi? How much are they going to be sitting ducks when this kicks back green?
Well, they can do about what did we say? 60 laps on those tires. So
well, that was when we had the first caution, but yeah.
No, they've got 17. Osmer and Costa have got 17 laps on their tires. Gilbert and Tomasi have got 22 laps on their tires. So it might be a case of Gilbert and Tomasi might be sitting ducks, but Osmer and Costa might just be okay for the short period, and then when the tires wear in, then they'll be sitting ducks. Pretty much.
Well, we're about to find out if lights go out on the Ford Mustang GT 500 pace car.
Yep, and I believe it's your turn to get us going. I think.
So Ronnie Osmer going to have the button. Tanner Costa going to be... Osmer electing the inside line. I'm kind of wondering why, but so be it. As
he's going for the dog leg on no. I won't question his tactics.
I was. That's why I didn't say anything. So Ronnie Osmer going to have the button as the Ford Mustang pace car gets ready to peel on off. Remember, Osmer, Costa, Gilbert, and Tomasi all did not pit. First fresh set of tires is the 33 Pepsi machine of Mr. Mark Jenkins, as pace car is in, and Osmer pulls the trigger, and we are back underway. Costa getting a decent jump. Osmer immediately jumping up to that high line to try to get a best entry into turn 1 as he can, and here comes Jenkins.
Yeah, Jenkins taking it 3 wide with Bentley Glazer right next to him coming through turns 1 and 2. This is going to make things interesting as Glazer stuck on that high line there, and Jenkins to the inside. Big slide there from Tyler Tomasi. Here comes Landon Lacey as well. They all get around Rob Jenkins as well, and Glazer still pinned to that outside line as they come towards turn 1, Tony.
That second lane seems to be starting to come in coming off of turn 4, but these guys, we're not even at the halfway, no, we're just at the halfway point, and these guys are starting to get chippy already. I can only imagine what the closing laps of this thing is going to look like, as Jenkins to the inside of Tomasi working off of 4. Tomasi keeps his foot in it, and now Jenkins under battle from Glazer.
Yeah, and
Gilbert sideways going into one.
yeah, and that's going to lose him a ton of spots here as they come out of turn 2. So Gilbert gonna have a lot of momentum lost here, and I was going to say before that happened, Landon Lacey was pretty boxed in, but it was pretty much saved by that slide by Gilbert. Now finds himself ahead of Bentley Glazer, who finds himself under attack from Rob Jenkins and Kyle Gilbert as Tyler Tomasi scraping the wall there coming out of 4.
Yeah, Tomasi, that's what those old tires are going to do. And Tomasi lost a ton of momentum as Jenkins just throws it to the inside. And here comes Lacey as well.
And guys, I'm hearing something in the background. I heard someone spin in the background. I'm not sure if that was actually happened, but you know. Meanwhile, Ronnie Osmer has said, just see ya, I'm gone.
3/4 of a second to the good is Osmer as the battle really heating up. Starting at Tanner Coster as he's got his mirrors filled right now as Rob Jenkins throws it to the inside as they work their way through the 3-4 complex.
Yeah, Mark Jenkins up to second place now, or is he? Because they're side by side as they come down towards turn 1. Chevrolet versus Ford. And it looks like Chevrolet might have it this time. That second line does look like it's failing through 1 and 2 compared to 3 and 4. And you can see that right there as Lacey taking advantage of that inside line and moving ahead of Tanner Costa. Costa, remember, on old tyres. And you were saying they were going to be pretty much sitting ducks on this restart. I'm starting to think you might be right there, Tony.
Oh, with a slide like that coming off of 4, yeah. I think we're going to need a new fire suit sent to the 12 team because that just happened right in front of Bentley Glazer. Tanner Costa was completely sideways off the 4.
Now I'm thinking the reason why they stayed out, Osmo was trying to get the bonus point. That's pretty obvious, but I'm guessing they were hoping for a quick caution here.
Had to have been hoping for a quick caution because we know that cautions breed cautions, but these guys have been minding their P's and Q's so far tonight.
Yeah, remember they are limited on tyres as well, so they have to be careful when they take tyres. The likes of Jeff Hollingsworth, Charlie Woods and Ryan Patty and Devin Doss have all adhered to that, and they have only taken fuel in their last stops, but everybody else is taking a second stop here, Tony, taking a second set of tyres as caution is out again. And it's Tanner Costa. Oh, big problems for Tanner Costa. Let's take a look and see what happened to the 97. Oh, big slide by Rob Jenkins, and Jenkins just completely wiped him out there. Unfortunately, I think Jenkins just went in a bit too heavy, and Kyle Gilbert has got some pretty hefty front end damage as well.
I'm gonna have to take your word for it, Sam, because there's a lot of damage on the back of Rob Jenkins' car, and I'm thinking a lot of that came from the 227. But unfortunately, I was dealing with a 4-digit ping when that happened, so I missed all of it.
So I'll just keep you up to date on what happened there. Rob Jenkins went for a big dive bomb into turn 3 and just couldn't control it and just went into the back of Tanner Costa, rode it up and right in front of Kyle Gilbert, and Gilbert just nowhere to go and just got extreme front end damage from that little hit there into the back of the 88. So Rob Jenkins, the architect of that incident right there, as we are under our third caution of the night.
And looks like
Osmer's in.
Not everybody went pit side that time.
No, I think just the people that stayed out. Osmer, Tomasi, Gilbert, Costa is in as well. So those 4 cars that stayed out during the last caution have now pitted, albeit they are now down in 8th, 9th, 10th and 12th respectively.
Well, don't look now, but and don't tell them I said so, but look who's sitting in 4th as they come across the stripe.
Yeah, we're just going to keep that one quiet.
Yeah.
But Jeff Hollingsworth back up to P5 now after getting back on the lead lap. Very impressive him. Ryan Patty, though, also back on the lead lap. We've got more takers down pit road, Tony. Jordan Barrett.
And wisely so. I mean, you don't necessarily have to take tires, but definitely, if you can get on a different fuel strategy, that might help later on.
Yeah, as Ozma took 2 tires. Tomasio only took. It looks like he only took 2 tires. 9.7 in his box. That's 2 tires, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Gilbert took 2 tires, and Tanner Costa only took fuel. Costa might be in a bit of trouble there.
A bit?
A lot. Yeah, 4.3 in his box, that's only fuel. Oh, Tomasi might be in some trouble as well if he only took 2 tires.
Especially, it depends on which 2 tires he took. Because if you take right, it'll loosen the car up. If you take left, it'll tighten the car up.
Let's find out.
Let's find out.
Right sides. It took right sides only. It might be okay because the right sides get more worn than the insides anyway, don't they? The left sides around here.
Yeah, but when you take right side tires, especially with this new tire model, it's going to loosen the car up. The car is loose enough to begin with.
So, we're about to come back to green here. We've got the light still on the pace car. They should be coming off this time by Mark Jenkins is your leader. Bentley Glazer in second. Rob Jenkins with that big damage on the rear end of his car is in third. Someone is in fourth. Jeff Hollingsworth is in fifth. Landon Lacey in P6. Watch for him and Ronnie Osmer. Both of them. Actually, Lacey only took fuel last time around as well, so he's going to be on older tyres. As did Jeff Hollingsworth. So Osman might have a bit of an advantage here, Tony. With Lacey and Hollingsworth on old tyres. I believe you.
Osman might have a bit of an advantage, but I'll tell you right now, Hollingsworth has got to watch out for that 88 in front of him because Rob Jenkins just found out how damaged his car is.
Oh. Well then, lights are off the pace car. We're coming through 3 and 4, waiting for them. That Mustang pace car to make the left turn onto pit road. We'll be getting going once again. Mark Jenkins will have control of the field. Watch for Bentley Glazer on that outside. He will make a better pit start, better restart if that outside line is anything to be believed. What? Oh. As Mark Jenkins gets us going, green flag in the air once again, and surprisingly, that outside line not really getting going there, Tony. I think he said he'd be right back. Anyway, as Mark Jenkins holds on to the lead, coming towards turn 3 now, coming through the dog leg. And Ronnie Osmer has already dispatched Landon Lacey, Kyle Gilbert and Frank Marchese. Jeff Hollingsworth in P4 right now, but for how long? Because, as Kyle Gilbert goes for a big slide out of turn 4. And Osmer right on the back of the 42 coming out of turn 2. And how long will it be? Oh, and Osmer going down towards the very bottom of the apron now. Is that going to help him going in towards turn 3? Yes, it does. And big slide there for Ronnie Osmer. Can he save it? He does save it. But that was a scary moment there for the 0-2 as he loses a bunch of spots now, falling in behind. I believe that's Tyler Tomasi. Now has Charlie Woods working to his inside and Frank Marchese as well. So made a big, bold move there, did the 0-2, but it did not pay off for him, and he now finds himself down in P9. Big disappointment there for Ronnie Osmer, as Mark Jenkins now trying to fend off the 12 of Bentley Glazer. Rob Jenkins surprisingly able to hold on to P3, despite the damage on the back end of his car, and Kyle Gilbert right behind him as well.
Gilbert trying to make some headway now as they work their way into 3-4, trying to set Jenkins up for the pass. And Jenkins having nothing of it, just running that line beautifully, even with as damage as that 88 is. As Gilbert throws it to the inside as they come drag race into turn number 1.
Yeah, Gilbert got to take it away there. P3 now for the 227, the reigning champion, able to make his way to the podium spot as Mark Jenkins scrapes the wall there, coming out of 2. That might cost him a bit of time there, as Landon Lacey finds himself back up into the top 5 again. Tyler Tomasi in P6, Charlie Woods up to P7, Jeff Hollingsworth on those older tyres falling back to P8 now. Ozma still trying to recover from his big slide, has got Tanner Costa right behind him. Costa only taking fuel that time around. When he went into last time he went into pit road, as Ozma taking all of the dog leg again to get around Jeff Hollingsworth. Got to pay off this time. It does a little bit, gets a big run on the inside there, going to get it on the exit, nose out in front, but we've got a big battle going on for 4th place here. Rob Jenkins under pressure from Landon Lacey, Tyler Tomasi and Charlie Woods as they come out of turn 2. Landon Lacey goes through the dog leg there, trying to get a position away, side by side into turn 3. Landon Lacey just says, see ya, that's mine. Tyler Tomasi going to follow him through as well. Yeah, Rob Jenkins is a sitting duck with that damage on his car. As my broadcast colleague having a few connection problems here. We're making our way on lap 104 of 175 here. We are getting to the... We're getting closer and closer to the end of this race, and it's really heating up now. We've got the top 3 separating themselves from P4 now. Don't expect that to be in the long term, because Landon Lacey has been fast all night long here. Ronnie Osmer already back up to P6 now as he dispatches Charlie Woods. Now will set his sights on Tyler Tomasi. Tomasi, remember, only took those 2 tyres in the last pit stop, so he might be in a bit of trouble when Osmer gets to him. But Mark Jenkins, able to hold on to the lead for now as they come through turns 3 and 4 to complete lap 105. Michael Campbell still having problems here in that number 92. He is 3 laps down now, has Jordan Barry for company right behind him. We're still focused on this lead battle here. Mark Jenkins doing ever so well to hold on, as Rob Jenkins has fallen all the way back to P10 now. Just been passed by Hollingsworth, about to be passed by Doss, but Doss still 2 laps down. Ryan Patty will be the next one for position, and Patty just sails it down the inside of the 88, and the 30 now finds himself into P10. Good recovery. In fact, Marchese going backwards, he's back into P12 now. And he'll be looking to move his way up to P11 very soon. Meanwhile, back at the front here, Mark Jenkins just putting a bit of a gap between himself and Bentley Glazer. Glazer still has Kyle Gilbert right behind him. Landon Lacey still in P4. Tyler Tomasi, your last spot in the top 5, but Ronnie Osmond's right there with him now, going to dive into the inside again, going through the dog leg. And will this pay off again for Ronnie Osmond? Has been using this move a lot here tonight. Does find himself with the inside line here as Tomasi runs wide through 3 and 4. And now Ronnie Osmer finds himself in that top 5 as Osmer gets a big slide coming out of turn 4. Through the dog leg again. Got a bit of a gap on Tomasi. Mark Jenkins doing everything he can to hold 3 cars behind him now, because Landon Lacey has joined that lead battle. Expect Ronnie Osborne to join that lead battle as well and make it a 5-car battle for the lead of this race. And I am very impressed with how these guys are running here tonight. Very impressed. As they make their way through 3 and 4 once again. Focused on Landon Lacey right now. Oh, Lacey scraping the wall out of 4. Doesn't bother him too much though. As Mark Jenkins and Bentley Glazer now 31 laps on their tyres. Jeff Hollingsworth 30 laps, more than 30 laps on his tyres. Remember, he only took fuel that time round in his last pit stop. And Devon Doss takes a lap back off him. Doss still 2 laps down off the leader though. We're looking to get those back if we get another caution here as Mark Jenkins starts to put a gap between himself and Bentley Glazer, which is good for Mark Jenkins. Kyle Gilbert still sitting in third. Here comes Ronnie Osmer. He's lashed himself onto the back of this lead train now, as has Tyler Tomasi, and Tanner Costa has joined this lead pack as well. And who'd have thought of that, because Costa, remember, only took fuel in that last pit stop. Rocking the phase colours here at Phoenix. And I believe this is his first time running the Ford Mustang as well since he joined Rollby Motorsports. Rushby Motorsports, sorry, not Rollby. What am I talking about? We've already lost one teammate here tonight. Dylan Werkman is out of this race along with Mike Murtica and Bob Lacavara. So only 3 retirements so far as we navigate our way around lap 114 of 175 here. Mark Jenkins still holding on to this lead, but he's creating a bit of a train behind him. And something has to give very soon. I'm guessing it might be green flag pit stops if this continues, but you've got to think that Jenkins and Glazer will be the first ones down pit road once they do begin. And Tony, you're back yet? I'm guessing not. So things heating up here on lap 116 of 175. Big train behind our leader, Mark Jenkins. That is Bentley Glazer, Carl Gilbert, Landon Lacey, Ronnie Osmer, Tyler Tomasi and Tyler Costa right there. Ryan Patty not too far behind either. Charlie Woods not. Neither is Rob Jenkins and Frank Marchese.
And Jenkins under pressure right now from Marchese.
Yeah. Jenkins trying to hold on to P11 right now. Just saying, Mark Jenkins, he's creating a bit of a train behind him there, Tony.
Yeah, which Jenkins?
Mark Jenkins.
Yeah, Mark Jenkins, definitely. This is the Mark Jenkins I'm used to. Oh, wow. That was a big slide.
Yeah, for Landon Lacey. And that's a telling tale that those tyres are getting old now. Remember, he only took fuel in his last pit stop. So he is got to be feeling those tyres right now. I'm guessing he's got the same. There's got to have about, what, 50, 60 laps on those tyres now? Got to, surely.
Safe bet is everybody else, I believe, has the pressure set. At least 2 fresher tires than he does. Is Osmer working to the outside right now as they haul it off into turn number 1 and look for Tyler Tomasi to try to get by, Tanner Costa to get by him by as well.
As I believe there was contact between Tomasi and Lacey. Tomasi looking to the inside of Osmer, though. Big slide from Tomasi. And this is pretty impressive from Tomasi. Remember, he only took 2 tyres on the last pit stop. So good to see him still able to make move, but you can see, and as you predicted there, Tony, that car a lot looser than it was before.
And that's the way that tires work. Until they equalize after about maybe 20 laps or so, you're going to feel the difference because the right side is going to have more grip than the left side. So as you go into the corner, that car is going to want to turn. It'll loosen the car up.
Yeah, and he looks like he's struggling now. Here comes Tanner Costa to his inside. And look who else has joined the party now, Tony. Ryan Patty is right in the mix now as he looks to the inside of that number 79. 76, sorry.
Yeah, Patty looking to try to rebound. He was running up front earlier and he got caught with his pants down when that first caution came out. Rebounded nicely so far as we've got 12 cars currently on the lead lap. And a handful of cars that could possibly get their laps back the hard way if they had to.
Yeah. As Tyrone Harris is the first driver 1 lap down. A big moment there for Mark McFadden coming out. That wasn't Mark McFadden, that was Lanny Barrington, I apologise, coming through 1 and 2, well, coming out of turn 4, but he's got it safely there. Okay, we're back to the front now. Mark Jenkins and Bentley Glazer are starting to put a gap between themselves and Kyle Gilbert. Gilbert probably starting to feel that damage on the front of his car now, because he does have a pretty bent up front end. Landon Lacey probably feeling the tyres as well, but still doing pretty well to stay ahead of Ronnie Osmer, who's finally got away from Tanner Costa and Tyler Tomasi. And Tomasi's actually lost 2 spots here, because he's now back down to that 8th spot, Tony.
Ryan Patty was able to get around him, and you know, Patty's got some big shoes to try to, fill, to try to claw his way back up here. As the battle really starting to heat up between Landon Lacey and Kyle Gilbert, as Lacey throws it to the inside as they go through the dogleg.
Yeah, and is Gilbert able to hold on? No, Lacey diving it straight in there between turns 3 and 4. Great move there for the 84. As he just holds on and takes away 3rd place from Gilbert. And Osmer hitting the wall out of 4. Knocks his car slightly sideways. He's able to hold on to it though. Probably not going to help him in the long run if he keeps doing that. As Lacey now up to that 3rd spot. He can set his sights now on Bentley Glazer. But again, just as I've already mentioned, he's on the oldest tyres out of everybody in this lead pack right now.
I dare say that everybody's starting to equalize on their tires, as far as everybody's worn all the goodie off them. So, you have what you have, and apparently, a whoop set of tires, Landon Lacey prefers it compared to what everybody else is able to do with it, as he's starting to make up time on Bentley Glazer.
And this is why Mark Jenkins and Bentley Glazer coming up on Michael Campbell to put a lap on him. It's costing him a tiny bit of time. Is Campbell not exactly yielding to the leaders right now? And as they come out of turn 2, Mark Jenkins going to come up right behind him, use that draft and use the dog leg to get around him. As Bentley Glazer is going to try and do the same now. This might cost him some time. No, Glazer just sails on by Mike Campbell. Remember, Campbell and Glazer, though, I think are teammates. So Campbell probably making it a bit more easier for Glazer than he did for Jenkins.
Probably the safe bet. As, Jenkins just on a roll tonight. Once he got that damage fixed from earlier, he's kind of owned this field, as Lacey working to the inside of the lapper right now and making it look just that easy, as Osmer under pressure right now.
Now Osmer under big pressure as he's, like I said, that wall hit. Actually, that's not Osmer under pressure, that's Gilbert under pressure as well. 3 wide coming out of turn 2 towards the dogleg. Who's going to come out on top of this one? And it's going to be Gilbert for now, but here comes Costa, here comes Patty as well. 4-car battle here for the 4th spot. And this is really heated up now. We are getting closer and closer with less than 50 laps to go now, Tony. Things are going to get a bit heated up now from this point onwards.
Absolutely, and like I mentioned to you earlier, this is about where it should start getting chippy. We haven't seen the money stop yet. So when that one happens, the kid gloves are coming off, and, we're using the 2-ounce, padded knuckle guards, and that's it. These guys are going to slug it out to the very bitter end, as, they're going to run it as clean as they can, but as well as I do, you've got 20 Type A personalities in the room right now. All bets are off.
Yeah, as they come through the dogleg section of the course now, Tanner Costa able to take away that 4th spot from Kyle Gilbert, who now has Ryan Patty right behind him. Something's happened to Osmer here, because he has fallen behind Tyler Tomasi now and back down to 8th place, and might be under pressure from Jeff Hollingsworth very soon, because Hollingsworth has somehow found some pace on those old tyres as well.
Osmer has a ton of damage on the right side of that O2 right now.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
I'm thinking he caught the wall at another time, and we didn't see it. But, he's dropping like a stone because of all that damage.
Yeah. That's right rear damage, is it? No?
Right front.
Oh. I'm seeing a nice big wow on his right rear as well.
Yeah, well, that possibly could be because he's been sideways off before. So, surprisingly, this is a very aero-dependent track. As weird as that sounds, being only a mile, you do carry so much speed around here, and turns 3 and 4 are so flat. You're very aero-dependent around here.
Yeah, I'm going back to this battle for 4th place here. Kyle Gilbert still latching onto the back of Tanner Costa, I apologise. It's Tyler Tomasi going to move to the outside of Ryan Patty now. As this battle for 6th place heating up. Patty going to take the inside line on Tomasi. As we're seeing a battle here for the lead here between Glazer and Mark Jenkins. Glazer has put his foot down, and now we can see a battle right here coming out of turn 4. Jenkins able to hold on for now, but that was a bold move there from Glazer to try and get that position away now.
Turn 3 and 4 is not where you're going to want to do it because the outside car can hang on. That second lane they've got enough rubber in that second lane already tonight. As now Landon Lacey starting to make his presence felt as Glazer's got his rear view mirror filled with the 84.
Yeah, these guys have just walked away from Tanner Costa, who's now 2.5 seconds back from Landon Lacey. Lacey just looking to the back of that 12 now, see what he can do to try and get around. Remember, Glazer probably burned a bit of goodie off those tyres from trying to make that pass work on Mark Jenkins now. Might find himself in a bit of trouble as here comes Lacey diving it down there through the dog leg. Going to have a bit of a gap coming towards turn 3. Glazer shuts the door right in his face.
And Rob Jenkins going to be the first one to take it pit side. So we could possibly be seeing the money stop coming up here.
Yeah, lap 136 of 175. We have, actually 137. We've got 39 laps left in this one. And you are right, the money start will be coming up this time by because they can go longer than what the allotted time that laps are left on one tank of fuel. So very good to see there. Mark Jenkins, since that attempt came from Bentley Glazer, has just absolutely walked away from these guys now.
Well, his spotters probably, put the spurs to him and said, all right, giddy up, let's go. He got too close to you, son. Let's dig into it. And, of course, we are talking about one of our favorite fans. That's Miss Judy Jenkins, who is spotting for her son Mark tonight.
Yeah. Get a move on a no supper tonight. I'm joking.
Wow.
I'm joking. Anyway, Rob Jenkins has made his pit stop. He's back out on track. He came out in P12 actually, so not too bad for him in the 88. Let's see if he can continue that. Still got that damage on the rear end of his car, so I'm guessing he might have used up his fast repair early here tonight. So unfortunate there for Rob Jenkins. He's going to have to continue with that damage for the remainder of this race. And Mark Jenkins, his brother, just steaming away at the front. Bentley Glazer doing his level best to try and hold off the 84 of Landon Lacey, as that is Mark McFadden right behind him. He's already made his money stop. He is 4 laps down now.
Yeah, not the night McFadden was hoping for. Same thing with Lonnie Barrington sitting 2 laps down. Devin Doss sitting 2 laps down. Jordan Berry sitting 2 laps down. Those guys, they got caught out in that first caution and have just not been able to rebound since.
Yeah, we just noticed Ryan Patty now up to P5, now trying to chase down Tanner Costa. And you can bet your bottom dollar that Tanner Costa will be the first one to bring it down to pit road before Ryan Patty. They both came in on the same lap, but as I said before, Tanner Costa only took fuel, whereas Ryan Patty took 4 tyres, so he can go a bit longer on those tyres.
Well, here's hoping, but meanwhile up in the front, Glazer and Lacey are just filling each other's, or I should say Lacey's filling Glazer's mirror And
Well, he was.
they've let Tanner Costa catch them.
Yeah, he was filling his mirrors, but
wait, no, never mind. My bad. That's Marcus Pasky.
yeah, McFadden's on fresher tyres, so he's just able to sail around these guys and make his way forward. Lacey is backed off. I assume that's to try and save fuel and tyres. And then you're right, that has let Tanner Costa close the gap between himself and Lacey.
But right now, Costa's in pretty much no man's land.
Yeah, he is being caught hand over fist by Ryan Patty, though. Patty is absolutely flying now. Although he's not on the pace of the top four, I've just noticed. He's his last lap at 29.764. The fastest lap. The fastest lap that time around. Landon Lacey with a 29.120. So, not really sure what's happened there. As
Mark McFadden almost just turned Bentley Glazer.
oh wow!
So
now he's
backed out of it, and yeah, you know what? There's a race for the win. I'm just gonna kind of back off a little bit.
yeah. I'm not going to be that guy.
And Glazer just called his pit.
Let's take a look here. Will Glazer bring it down? Yes, he will.
And so will Jenkins.
Oh wow! So we got a battle in pit road here. Big dive there from Bentley Glazer into pit road. Wow! Don't be surprised if he gets caught for speeding here.
I was just about to ask, how did he not get popped for speeding?
We'll find out when he reaches his boxes. They're side by side going towards their pit boxes. Remember, Glazer has the number one pit box because he started on the pole here tonight. No,
He got it down to 45 mile an hour.
wow. Who's going to win the race off pit road, though? That's the question. And it's going to be Mark Jenkins at the line, but it's going to be a race towards turn 3 here as they both get it across the blue line, and now that is your race towards turn 3. They can start passing each other once they get past that blue cone, but wow, that is a very close call there out of pit road as we're now going to focus on Landon Lacey. How much longer can he go? Because he is now the leader ahead of Tanner Costa, 1.5 seconds behind him. And Tanner Costa, you are right there, Tony. Tanner Costa is catching him.
Costa's starting to reel him in, but I don't think he's going to really have enough time. He's going to have a miracle pit stop to make this happen. As, Lacey is just, a second and a half to the good here at a mile track like Phoenix. That's bus length.
Bus lengths, yeah. I got it. As Mark Jenkins still trying to hold off Bentley Glazer here. This is effectively going to be one of your battles for the lead here as they come around Ryan Patty to take the lap back off him. Or try to, anyway. And there you go. Lacey's still...
Well, they might want to go pit side soon because Mark Jenkins' last lap, 27.9. Landon Lacey's last lap, 29.2.
Yeah, and the man with the fastest lap of the race so far is actually Bentley Glazer with a 27.715.
Yeah, but it wasn't his last lap, though.
No. His last lap was a 28.021.
Correct. What I'm getting at is the tire fall off. You're looking at over a second a lap right now. So, it would behoove Lacey, Costa, and Patty to get in, get those tires as quickly as they can, and try to make something happen instead of hoping right now. Right now, they're hoping for a caution. That's all they're doing right now is hoping for a caution.
Yeah, as Jenkins and Glazer take the lap back off of Costa now. They're going to be looking to the back of Landon Lacey. If Jenkins and Glazer get around Lacey, Lacey can pretty much kiss the wind goodbye here because he's going to need a mega pit stop to stay out in front after this.
I was going to say, what do you mean if? They just did.
Yeah.
And it's just like that. Mark Jenkins and Bentley Glazer are back on the lead lap. Landon Lacey's battling right now for third.
Yeah, and Tanner Costa's not that far behind him. Ronnie Osmer has completely fallen off the pace there. He's about half a second behind Kyle Gilbert, who's also still out there in P4. We're on lap 153 out of 175. If you're just joining us, pit stops have already begun. The final pit stops of the night. We've seen race leader Mark Jenkins come down with Bentley Glazer right behind him. They actually came into pit road side by side after a big dive from the 12. Luckily did not get a penalty out of that, and these guys have been close to each other ever since. Landon Lacey still hasn't been down pit road and has pretty much thrown the win away here after Glazer and Jenkins both took the lead, got back on the lead lap. And as Tony mentioned, they are both him and Tanner Costa are probably really hoping for a caution right now.
That's the only thing they can hope for at this point in time. Because generally when you see the leaders dive for pit road, it's normally a domino effect where you see everybody else going, with them. Landon Lacey, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's got about 100 laps on those tires.
Pretty much, yeah.
No way you're making that on fuel.
No. You can do about, between 65 and 70 laps on fuel?
I think 70 was the high end of what I heard. So, with the caution laps that fell in there, okay, fine. But, the fact that he hasn't changed tires yet, that's a little scary.
And
here comes Jeff Hollingsworth too.
Yeah, and these guys do run. These cars do run the new tire model. So if he pushes those tires too hard, they're gonna blow. He's gonna have a blowout. So he's got to be careful of that as he makes his way out of turn 2 down through the dog leg. And you're right, Jeff Hollingsworth is right there as well. And Hollingsworth has already been down pit road himself. He did take 4 tyres and fuel. As he comes out of turn 4, he's going to get his lap back the hard way from Landon Lacey. And this is just not going to work in Lacey's favour at all. He's probably lost the podium right there now as well.
That's the safe bet, considering that Lacey, Coster, Patty, Gilbert, and Osmer all have not had their money stopped. They're in trouble. They're in deep doo-doo.
A little bit.
Lacey continues to show the way, and yeah, he's getting point. He got a point for leading the lap, but he's not gonna get the points for leading the most laps, I don't think.
No, that point probably gonna either go to Mark Jenkins or Bentley Glazer. I don't have that statistic on my terminal scoring, unfortunately.
Oh, there's the caution he needed.
Oh, there it is.
Caution.
And who is that? That is Ronnie Osmer? Ronnie Osmer, big problems there for Osmer. Slide into the infield and a big hit off the wall for the 0-2. Not going to be happy with that in that Our Motorsport colour number 02. Osmer in trouble.
Osmer in big trouble because I think he already burned his fast repair, and he just banged that inside safer barrier as he went for a slide for life coming through the dog leg. But that is what Lacey, Coster, Patty, and Gilbert were all hoping for. Osmer was hoping for it too, but I don't think he was hoping it was going to be him bringing the caution out.
As Lacey brings everyone down pit road that hasn't pit yet. So that's going to hand the lead over to Mark Jenkins, but with 14 laps on his tyres already, it might have a bit of a tough ask here, Tony, even though there's only 15 laps on those tyres. It might be a sitting duck in this late stage of the race.
Well, the question is, how badly did he beat the hell out of those tires? I know he had pace. I know he was doing, high 27s. How badly did he beat on those tires, as it looks like Landon Lacey won the battle off pit road that time. No, that was Tanner Coster.
No, Lacey did win the race off pit road. He's just a bit up the road there. There's Lacey. Costa out in P5. Patty out in P6. Gilbert out in P7. Tomasi out in P8. And Ozma.
Too many black cars out here tonight.
Yeah.
It's a night race. Don't paint your car black for a night race.
Ozma did have a fast repair because he's got a fresh car out there now.
Oh, that's convenient.
So when we go back to green here, you've got to watch the guys from Landon Lacey backwards. Actually, probably not Tyler Tomasi. He didn't take it down pit road, and he's still back there in P8. Not really sure what that's about. Rob Jenkins, 25 laps on his tyres. He's in P10. Frank Marchese, 20 laps on his tyres. Charlie Woods, 9 laps on his tyres. Ty Harris, Devin Doss, Jordan Barry, Lonnie Barrington, 81 laps on his tyres for Lonnie Barrington.
I'm impressed.
That's 81 laps on tyres and fuel, I will add.
I'm very impressed.
Yeah.
So, now the pits are going to be open for the cars one lap or more down. Look for those guys to bring it pit side, just to get that fresh set of tires on there for the final push, and not be a rolling chicane.
Yeah, Charlie Woods, Frank Marchese, and Lonnie Barrington looking for wave rounds here, as Barrington looks like he's going to try and go to the end on only 2 pit stops here tonight. That's going to be pretty impressive if he can do that. I know he's down in P16 and 2 laps down, but...
Well, I mean, if anybody can do it, Barrington is, because he's one of those guys that knows how to conserve his stuff.
Yeah, Rob Jenkins, the other one, trying to get his lap back as well. And Jenkins still... Oh, yeah, he already burned his fast repair. He's still got that rear end damage on his car. He holds on to the last spot in the top 10. Frank Marchese is the man who's going to try and take it away from him, but he's going to try and negotiate his way around Lonnie Barrington. I think Barrington's actually going to come down pit road. And Barrington is coming down pit road, so he can't make it on just 2 stops. That's... You let us down there, Lonnie.
All right, so there goes the 2 wave rounds. Make that the 4 wave rounds.
Yep.
Let's see how quickly they can catch the rest of the field.
So do you want to get us going for what potentially could be the final time tonight?
I'm just trying to keep an eye on where the wave rounds are. Yeah, I got to extend this caution.
Okay. So caution extended for another lap at least, while the rest of the field makes their way around the track and get themselves lined up. Race control will explain that to the drivers, although they should know what's going on, seeing there's a bunch of cars.
There was griping about it, but trying to be as fair as we can. As lights do go out on the pace car, we're going to have a 10-lap shootout as we go back to green. Mark Jenkins, Bentley Glazer, Jeff Hollingsworth. There's 3 cars that did not pit under this caution. Freshest tires right now go to Landon Lacey, Tanner Coster, Ryan Patty, Kyle Gilbert, and Ronnie Ozma. So it's going to be fun to see what's going to happen with the guys that have already had about 15 laps of anger on their tires, as opposed to the guys who have the 4 Mr. Feelgoods on there. As the field works its way into the 3-4 complex, Mark Jenkins going to have the button. He's going to have to get the restart of his life, because Bentley Glazer has been tough all night. Jeff Hollingsworth has been, he got caught down early. So here we go as the field works its way out at turn number 4. Ford Mustang pace car is in, and Hollingsworth pulls the trigger. We are back underway with 10 laps to go.
That was actually Mark Jenkins leading them down towards turns 1 here as they go into turn 1. And Jenkins able to hold on for now. Big run wide down out of turn 2 there. That's going to leave the door open for Bentley Glazer as they come down through the dog leg. And look at Landon Lacey. All that speed he's got with those fresh tyres now. Absolutely flying through the field right now. Oh, and Lacey into the wall. That's going to halt his progress. I mean, he took a gamble. It didn't pay off there, Tony.
Definitely not. And it looked like he may have had a little bit of help in that one, too, as Jenkins slid up in 3 and 4 and just door checked.
Yeah, man. Everybody's going to be bunched up now for this final part of the race. Here comes Gilbert as well, who's taking his fast repair. Tanner Costa right there. Lacey's still in the mix, though. Jeff Hollingsworth in second place. Look at Tanner Costa, though, looking to the inside. It looks like Hollingsworth might have hit the wall there when he came down the track to avoid Costa. Costa gives him a nudge and moves him out the way. Hollingsworth up into the wall, and that's going to put Costa up into the lead. But look at the lead for Bentley Glazer now. He has got a huge lead over now. Tanner Costa is up to second. Look at Mark Jenkins, look at the outside of Kyle Gilbert. This is really taking off now, and Lacer's around. Oh, and he comes right down the track again. What was that about? I mean, and that completely destroys Rob Jenkins' car, by the way. Ty Harris around as well. Oh, and that's why, because Jenkins tried to lock him down, couldn't lock him down quick enough, and Harris just a victim of circumstance here. So Lacey gets spun around, then I don't know if he couldn't hold the brakes or he forgot to hold the brakes, but he just came back down the track right in the path of Rob Jenkins, and Jenkins also trying to save his car, tried to knock on the binders and just couldn't, and hit the side of Ty Harris. So unfortunate turn of events here, and looks like Landon Lacey is going to bring a pit side here.
Well, Lacey also caught Ty Harris as Harris was trying to get his car straightened out. So what's the phrase I'm looking for? Snafu.
Situation normal, all effed up.
True story. Welcome to Mile Tracks.
Yeah, and we all knew it was going to, like...
Ronnie Osmer, you're never allowed to make a schedule for the Pasky series ever again.
Anyway, we are under caution, under our 5th caution of the night, I believe, so... really getting exciting for the end of this one. Bentley Glazer, after that big kerfuffle at the start of the race, really getting that big lead. I'm not going to be happy to see that caution come out so late in the race, but that's going to put Tanner Costa, Kyle Gilbert, Mark Jenkins, Ryan Patty, and even Ronnie Osborne into the mix there. Jeff Hollingsworth, very lucky to see that caution come out after he got punted wide in turns 1 and 2 there, Tony.
Yeah, Hollingsworth got real lucky. He's going to have one more shot at it. Jenkins is going to have one more shot at it as he overcooked it going into 1, and then just, he was a victim of circumstance for the rest of the lap there. So look for Jenkins to be a man on a mission this time through, as it's going to be fun to see, who's going to move who to do what they got to do.
Yeah, and we're going to be going back to caution, back to I believe this is might be our first green-white checkered of the night. I'm not really sure.
Well, yeah, because we haven't had a green-white checker yet tonight.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Of the season, yeah, I believe it is going to be our first GWC.
No, I think we had 3 in Daytona, so.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We did. Sorry, I'm still trying to forget Daytona. I still, I've got flashbacks that, oh, God, we're going to Daytona this week. Quit, where did I hide the, what do you call it? Yeah. I can think right now. That's how much of a stressful situation that was.
But,
Hemlock, that's what I was looking for.
We're off to Las Vegas next week, and then we have the week off the following week for Labor Day. So, you know, because Labor Day.
Yeah.
And Labor
Because
Day,
reasons.
yeah, but Labor Day falls on the exact day when the race is. So, you know.
Well, with any luck, I'd be moving that weekend. I'll explain later.
Down to-
Anyways,
down to-
Sam, why don't you get us going for this final one? As I think the lights just went out on the pace car.
They haven't. They're still on.
Okay. It's hard to tell from the blimp view.
Yeah, as everybody's very lined up and ready to go, as the lights did go off this time by. We begin lap 173 of 175, so we are going to get green-white checkered here, but not an official one as yet.
No, this will just be a standard, you know, we're going to try to finish this race under regulation time instead of going into overtime.
Yeah, so here we go. Lights are off on the pace car. Bentley Glazer, your leader. Tanner Costa in his second race for Rushby Motorsports in second place. Reigning champion Kyle Gilbert sitting in third. And Mark Jenkins, who's been on an absolute charge all night tonight, is sitting in P4. Ryan Patty still looking for his first race win of the, in Paskies. Sitting in P5. Landon Lacey has put it on the hauler, I've seen, so he's out of the race. As there goes the pace car. Bentley Glazer going to have the button as they go down out of turn 4. Not going to waste any time. We are racing once again. 2 laps to go here at Phoenix. And Glazer just going to dive it straight down there going into turn 1. Tanner Costa going to hold on to second place, but only just. Here comes Kyle Gilbert. Out of turn 2. Big contact in the back there. It looked like Ronnie Osborne might have been involved there.
Well, it started when Jenkins tried to pinch Gilbert down, and Gilbert just hip-checked him and sent him up the track, and Osborne just nowhere to go.
Save it, Ryan Patty! Hold on to it, and he does. Great save there. White flag in the air. Bentley Glazer, your leader now, as they come out of turn 2. What can Tanner Costa do to try and get that lead away? It's not going to be enough time now, because Bentley Glazer has enough time. He has enough room. And for the second race in a row since he made his debut last week, will come out of turn 4 and claim victory here at Phoenix. And what a race we've seen here tonight. Second win in a row for Bentley Glazer. Tanner Costa will claim second. Kyle Gilbert will get the last step on the podium. Mark Jenkins in 4th, and Jeff Hollingsworth rebounding for a top 5 here tonight. And I've got to do this. I've got to give Frank Marchese the ESPN driver of the night. Look where he finished.
Bear with me, because I'm still at a 4-digit ping after that restart.
Okay.
Wow, gained 10 spots. Congratulations, Frank. Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that one.
Yeah, ESPN driver of the night going out to Frank Marchese, finishing P8 on his official debut here tonight. But this man right here, Bentley Glazer, in only his second race for Paskies, bringing home his second race win. You gotta think he's going to be a contender early on for the championship here, Tony. Although there is playoffs.
Yeah, that's okay. And Sam, I believe you've got Bentley with you now.
Yeah, Bentley Glazer in the booth with me right now. Bentley, only your second race with Paskies, and you've brought home your second race win here. You've got to be absolutely delighted with the way you've started things here.
Yeah, especially this race. It was a lot harder to win this one. I was probably third best car tonight too, so lucked out.
Yeah, and let's talk about the last couple of laps here. Before that final caution came out, really took advantage and got yourself to the point after a big mistake by Mark Jenkins there. Were you hoping he was going to try and make some kind of mistake there and help you to the front, or do you think you had the pace anyway to get by him?
I don't think I was going to get by him. I was actually pretty shocked when he overdrove one. I didn't see that come. I was worried about the guys behind me because my tires were a little bit older than those guys.
Yeah, we did see a couple of dive bombs behind you, but it was a battle again between yourself and Mark Jenkins. It seems like you two enjoying having these battles, judging by the last two races. It seems like you feel very comfortable driving around these guys, even though you're 2 races in.
Yeah, I like the B car a lot. It's pretty nice. Just try to keep my nose clean. It's been going pretty good.
Absolutely. And with your second race win in a row, you thinking towards a championship, or are you just going race by race for the moment?
Race by race for now.
Too early to tell, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, we are 3 races in. Obviously, we've won the last 2, but next week we head to the East Coast again as we go to Las Vegas Motor Speedway in the
We stay in the West.
Oh, West, yeah, the West Coast, whatever. I do know my directions. As we go to the West, as we head to Las Vegas Motor Speedway, what are your thoughts going to that track next week?
I like Las Vegas a lot. I think I'll be pretty decent there.
All right, and before I let you go and celebrate your win, anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Shout out to Jeff Hollingsworth and Charlie Woods. They had a decent night tonight. It's just a really good race.
All right, Bentley Glazer coming home with a victory in the number 12 Toyota Supra. Congratulations one more time, and we'll see you next week in Vegas.
Thank you very much.
As that was Bentley Glazer joining us in the booth there, and joining Tony in the booth now will be the man that finished second. That will be Mr. Tanner Costa. Tony, take it away.
Tanner, I know it's not the finish you were absolutely hoping for, but all things considered, you got to be happy with the podium, especially escaping with your life here in Phoenix.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just happy to be competitive again. I don't know, it feels like it's been a while besides super speedways where I really felt like I could be up here, and I know tire strategy played a part in it, but yeah, all in all, it was fun. I think I kind of missed my mark on that last restart where I could have maybe gotten to Bentley's back bumper and given him a little bump to move him, but all in all, good night.
Well, let's talk about that on the previous lap. I believe you happened to give a bump and run to Mr. Jeff Hollingsworth on the previous restart.
Yeah, I don't mean to ever drive dirty to anybody, but, and I don't think I wrecked him or nothing, but, we were on significantly fresher tires, and, when you're late in the race like that, it's time to go, and I think from my perspective, it looked like he hit the wall coming out of 4 and kind of came down, and I knew I had the grip and the fresh tires to hold it on the bottom, so I like I said, just enough to move him up the track and get where I needed to be.
Well, you can't really fault the way that you did it. Some of the best have done that, and yes, it does hurt feelings, but hey, it was the closing laps of the race. Moving forward, next week we're going to Vegas. Your thoughts about going to the 1.5 miles there?
Yeah, Vegas, could go a couple different ways. I'm not super great there, but I don't feel terrible. I'm looking forward to after that, though, when we get to the Kansas and Martinsville and Dega. That'll be the fun stretch for me. But next week, we'll see what happens.
All right. Tanner Costa, anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, I've got my fiance Allison, her brother Michael, my parents, they watch, and a couple of buddies that help me spot and kind of all that. So, yeah.
All right, Tanner, congratulations on the podium. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, sir.
So that was Dan Costa joining us in the booth now. Joining me from third place was Mr. Kyle Gilbert in the 227. Kyle, you had a pretty... a much better run than you had the first 2 weeks. Third place on the podium. Going to be happy with where you finished tonight?
Yeah, I'm happy with the finish. Still not happy with my pace.
Yeah, and you seem to be struggling to take to these new cars. Obviously, you really took to the trucks like a duck to water, but with the Xfinity cars, you seem to be struggling somewhat. Is that the correct assessment?
Yeah, that seems to be the case. I've got to run some official stuff to try to figure out what I'm doing wrong and watch some VRS videos before each race and see what I can improve on, see what I can do each week to get an advantage.
Yeah, and you were in a couple of battles there. Obviously, you got a bit of damage there off the back of Rob Jenkins at one point in the race. Pretty tough around here, trying to keep out of the wrecks here.
Yeah, I think I want to say, but with not too much confidence, that I could have pulled off the win if I didn't get into Rob there. It gave me radiator damage, and I was getting hot going into turn 3. Every single lap, it was blinking red. So I was having to lift and going into 1 and lift going into 3 to keep the engine from blowing. But yeah, I was able to stay out of the wrecks. There's a few scary moments there. Tomasi got my rear end going into a turn and pushed me, but all good. That's good. Good hard racing, and he was on newer tires and didn't expect me to slow up that much.
Yeah, and looking ahead to next week, we speed things up again as we head to Las Vegas Motor Speedway up there in the west, in the western region. What are your thoughts heading into that one as we go to the 1.5 mile? Sorry.
That's one of my more favorite tracks. I got the NASCAR win there earlier this season, the second race of their season. Hopefully I can find some speed there and pick up my pace and run closer to the front consistently.
All right, and anyone you want to give a shout out to before I let you go?
Yeah, just Team Default. We kick the bucket in there, have fun. You guys for broadcasting, you and KP for putting this on and letting us have fun on Monday nights.
All right, Kyle Gilbert in the 227 machine coming home in third place. Congratulations one more time, and we'll see you next week at Vegas.
Alrighty, see.
So that was Gilbert joining us in the booth. We're going to speak to one more person before we go anywhere, and we're going to bring in our broadcast colleague and obviously competitor here on Monday nights, Mr. Frank Marchese. Frank, you got a copy? I know your mic's muted.
Sure, I guess so. What's up?
Finished in 8th place on what seems to be your official debut here tonight, considering that you only ran 2 laps before last week. Got to be happy with where you finished here tonight.
Yeah, the goal was top 10. I freaking hate this track. I told you that this afternoon. And just...
Yeah, my man.
just kind of got the rhythm of the track during that first run, and it kind of came along a lot easier. But yeah, it's top 10 was the goal, and we got it.
Yeah, and get it, you did, and you really put the fight to some of the drivers. So you started, what was it, down in 18th you started, and really worked your way up the field here. Started to get your rhythm pretty early, and really paid off for you here tonight.
Yeah, it's the hardest thing about this track is patience. Just patience, waiting for the car to rotate, and then get it off the corner. It's really slippery in the dog leg of all places tonight, which is why I didn't really go down and try to cut it too often. But yeah, I mean, all in all, it was a good night for us, I think.
Yeah, definitely a good night. But with that run, me and Tony had a chat during the broadcast, and we do agree that you should have the ESPN driver of the night for your performance tonight. So congratulations on that one.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Looking ahead to next week, though, we're off to the west as we head to Las Vegas. What's your thoughts on that one?
I mean, it's a 1.5 mile track where you got to save tires, and that's kind of where I'm halfway decent at. I'm not going to say I'm the greatest at it, but I'm okay with saving tires, so that should be fun.
Absolutely. Well, Frank, before I let you go and we get the end portion of this broadcast underway, anyone you want to give a shout out to?
I know my mother was watching, making fun of me after the race was over. Yeah, so I know you're watching. You guys, obviously, for putting this on. Sam for letting me race because I had offered. Beginning of the season, I didn't know if you were going to be alone in the booth, and I didn't want to leave you hanging, but you said go for it, go race. So thank you for that, and AP for putting this on. And I think Superman did pretty well for us tonight.
Well, he definitely threw you towards the flew into the top 10 tonight. I know that much. But anyway, Frank, we're going to get the end portion of this race sorted. Well, congratulations, and look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you, bud.
Anyway, as we continue on through this one, we are going to go to, if I can find my, there we go. As we go to the results portion of this race now, as we bring up the top 10, the top running order for this one. So coming home with the winner here tonight was Bentley Glazer in only his second race of the season. Of his Pasky's career. Very impressive there for the number 12. Coming in second place was Tanner Costa. Third was Kyle Gilbert. Fourth going to Mark Jenkins. Fifth to Jeff Hollingsworth. He rounds out the top 5 in the field here tonight. Sixth going to Ronnie Ellsworth. Seventh going to Tyler Tomasi. Eighth to Frank Marchese. He picked up the ESPN Driver of the Night award tonight. Rob Jenkins comes home in ninth, and Charlie Woods rounds out the top 10 here, Tony. Hello, Tony.
Ryan Patty coming home in 11th. Devin Doss going 12th. 13th going to Jordan Berry, with 14th going to Ty Harris. 15th, we're going to see Lonnie Barrington. 17th, Mark McFadden. Mike Campbell in 17th. 18th going to Landon Lacey and Dylan Werkman in 19th. Mike Whitaker and Bob Lacavara rounding out your field in 20th and 21st, respectively.
And that was your field here for tonight here at Phoenix International Raceway. A great race here again for everybody involved. Looking ahead on the schedule, tomorrow night we have the return of the Western States Racing League, as well as the Bicknell Racing Products Dirt League. You can join me and Frank in the booth for the Western States League, and you can join Tony and Dylan in the booth for the Bicknell Racing Products League with Kevin Cunyu on the cameras. Wednesday we have Top Fuel returning as well, and then on Thursday we have the return of the Die Hard Racing League. Friday we have the Stars Racing League. I think that's started, is it? Stars League? I don't know.
Yeah, the Stars Figure 8 Series.
Yeah.
So Figure 8 Racing going to be making an appearance here on ESPN weekly on Friday nights. Happy to have that one. And we are still working. We just inked a deal, and we will be making the announcement tomorrow on our Facebook page about the new league we just picked up for Sunday night, Sam.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be a fun one to watch. That one will be kicking off in September. But going through the rest of the schedule, on Friday we have the iRacing East Series coming back as well. Saturday we have NASCAR, and that's pretty much going to do it for the schedule. But for us here tonight, great race for everybody out there. 5 cautions on the night, not too bad, but could be a lot better, obviously. This is Phoenix after all. But anyway, we're going to get out of here and get ready for our next broadcast tomorrow night. But for myself and for Tony Trapasso, all that's left for me to say is keep it clean, keep it green, and we will see you tomorrow night live on ESPN. Have a good night.
Just gonna send it!